Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs. Welcome back to PixARK. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and as you can see, things are changing a lot around here. And look at this, I've got myself some iron tools and an iron sword, an iron axe. We have so much cool stuff going on. We've got a leather jacket and a candle helmet. And I'm sure you've started this episode thinking, oh my gosh, Pix, you've done so much stuff. Surely you will have a ton of really great footage with authentic reactions to everything happening in real time. Yeah, about that. No, I have the footage, but unfortunately for my last little recording session, I had neglected to switch on the microphone. Now, the microphone itself was on. I had commentary going the entire time, but for whatever reason, I disabled the part of my recording software that actually records the microphone. So yeah, now we're level 42 and a lot of stuff has changed. So I'm going to attempt to catch you up via a series of flashbacks to that old footage and kind of post commentary over the top. So some of the stuff is not necessarily going to be my first time reaction to things, but hopefully I'll be able to get you guys caught up with what we're doing here, and then I'll be able to bring you back in and I will explain the rest of what we're going to do in today's episode. So, since the last episode, I've been back to the mountain forest several times to raid those ruins for blueprints, and I've actually come across a few bamboo ones now, although the Western-style wood blocks still evade me. I really want those. They're kind of like the holy grail of this whole raiding process, but I have the bed, I have the table, just need a couple of the other actual building blocks. Thanks to a couple of comments on my videos and some advice on Reddit, I actually came up with a pretty solid strategy for raiding those buildings and taking out the coyotes inside with the minimum of fuss. So first, I turn Fate, my direwolf, into a Pix block so I can carry her around in my inventory. Then I saddle up a pteranodon and fly over to the mountain. Once I'm there, I land on the roof, I drop down to the entrance, clear it out, and drop Fate just inside. I hadn't used her much before this, but she does a ton of damage and can one-shot a wild coyote. The ruins coyotes are a little bit tougher, but it's usually only 2 or 3 hits instead of flailing at them with a spear repeatedly until they die. She can also clear out a bunch of those decorative boxes and barrels with a single hit, although I've been taking the occasional ones back with me if I've got the room for them in my inventory. They weigh a whole bunch, and I kind of hope that gets nerfed at some point, because it's a little bit irritating when you're trying to fly back with like just 2 or 3 of them, and your pteranodon is completely weighed down by it. It's a pain. But I've been looking at specializing some of my tames for what they're good at, and Fate is basically my best damager at this point. Like, in terms of strength rating, when you look at her with the scanner, she rates about a 5, whereas the coyote I tamed chance is like a 2, despite how crazy different their levels are. So there's a lot of damage in that one direwolf, and if she takes any damage in raiding these ruins, it's about 5 minutes before I can turn her back into a Pix block. So usually what I do is I ride between them and raid a few at a time while I'm out there, instead of just going to one after another with the pteranodon. I just go on foot. The chests in there seem to respawn occasionally, and maybe 1 in 10 has a blueprint that I can add to my collection. I've also killed a couple of raptors in the mountain forest, so once I was back at my base, I tried making a weapon out of the raptor claws. They're pretty effective at melee, but you need to get even closer than you do with a sword, so you end up actually taking a bunch of hits. Ultimately, they look pretty cool, especially when you're looking at them in the engrams in the inventory, but it's not a very safe way to deal with aggressive enemies unless you've got the element of surprise or you're just taking on fairly early game stuff. So obviously I've made a ton of progress with the castle, and even though the main structure isn't really done yet, I'm still kind of working on the look of the build as I go, and I don't want to build too small in case there are big workstations or dinosaurs I need to fit in here. I tried making one of those Pix block containers, one of the kind of dispensers for them. They're huge, so I don't want to build too small in case I can't fit stuff like that in. So I'm building the walls slowly, but working on interior details as I go. And recently, I took a bunch of those decorative chests and barrels and installed them in a wine cellar, which I can get to using these really neat lift platforms that you can make in a workbench. They only need thatch to run, and I kind of wish they could activate them both at once, instead of just one at a time, but it's still really cool. The wine cellar isn't finished or anything, but I like the thatch floor. The barrels look pretty great. I'm kind of working on this as we go. It's sort of out of the way. And there's a brewing barrel in the engrams, which I don't think I can unlock just yet at the level I'm at, but it'll look really good down here once I've got it. My main gripe decoratively right now is the carpets. The recipe for decorative carpets needs to be changed, because right now it takes 50 fur and 120 fiber to make a single tile of carpet. Now, I wanted a big carpet for my entrance hall, and it's taking forever, mostly because fiber can't be gathered by the gatherer dinos. You have to get it on foot, like 5 or 10 at a time, which means taking down about 20 bushes to make just 1 block's worth of carpet. Meanwhile, you have thatch carpet craftable in your inventory for 1 thatch and 1 fiber, but it doesn't look very good. It's just like you have a thatch floor. So if anyone knows a better way of getting large amounts of fiber, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, please nerf this carpet recipe. You're killing me here. But I'll still work on it. I still want to get a big, grand carpet for the entrance hall of my castle, so I'm going to have to deal with that. Reaching level 40 has meant I can unlock iron tools, which is a massive step up from using copper. I was getting a little bit tired of the copper pickaxe having to break rock in 2 hits. Now I can break rock or cut down a tree in a single hit, although I'm using the trikes to gather trees now, more on them later. And the iron sword absolutely tears through stuff, although some of the mushrooms are still giving me trouble. But I think that's something to do with trying to use conventional tools on magical enemies. I mean, the magic sleepy arrows say they're better against magical enemies, so the same probably applies to other weapons. I'm kind of looking into this right now. Anyway, I went back to my cave mine to make sure the iron pick could mine gold ore, and it does, so now I have a bunch of gold. I kind of wish you could search the engrams or your crafting menu by ingredient, instead of just the name of the object you're trying to craft, because I want to know what gold is used for, and right now I haven't really seen a whole bunch. There don't seem to be many recipes that use it right now, but I think I probably just need to unlock some more advanced engrams or look into magic. It says it's got some magical properties, so there's probably something there that we'll see in a future episode. So I tamed a couple of trikes shortly after I hit level 30. The first one was named Truffles, and he's like level 8, and it was kind of a desperation tame. I didn't see any other trikes around, and I really wanted one. I named him Truffles because truffles tame herbivores way faster than berries do, and I wanted to remind myself of that for the next time I got a trike, and I managed to find Shuffles, who is like level 48. So both Truffles and Shuffles have gathered me a ton of seeds, way faster than the parasaurs do, and those have been sat in their inventories ever since. So I figured while I was doing a bunch of work on the castle, this was a good time to start a farm and just grow stuff passively in the background. So irrigating crops in PixARK is pretty easy. You can either plant stuff up to 3 blocks in from a water source, whether that's like the ocean, like I'm doing, or from a single water source block that's just in a lake somewhere on the world. And you've just got to put a water intake and a block next to that water source, and then add a few pipes and a tap 3 blocks away from the water, and then you can expand the range you can irrigate, so you can have a 3-block radius that just gets watered. So I planted some narco berries, some wheat, some long grass, and some citronelle as a test, and let it all grow as I got on with some building. I'm not looking for the most efficient farm design yet, I was just looking for something that works. So, as of this moment, I am working on the structure of the castle, and it's going pretty well, considering that we don't really have a way of smoothing out the ceiling up here. Man, this game really needs slabs of some kind. I hate to say it, but slabs or stairs or something to make the roof join together a little bit more smoothly would go really well. But at least we're building on the size of scale where everything looking blocky isn't really too out of place, and we have this wonderful walkway along the top of the castle so we can look out and take a look at the robots that are invading across the bridge, apparently. I really wish there was a way to remove these things. I've said a couple of times before that they should at least disappear once you've completed the quest or something. Like, instead of staying there as a quest marker, they randomly respawn every day. So, you know, we may as well just get rid of them once we've completed a single quest. And it won't let you complete another one the same day, so that just sort of makes sense to me. Anyway, here we are, back down here in the castle. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour, as well as some of the other stuff that we looked at in this episode. We have ourselves a pretty healthy farm crop over here. I think most of this stuff, it's at the mature stage, and it says it's still growing, but that never seems to change. Once a crop reaches its mature stage, it doesn't grow at all after that, as far as I can tell. So what I'm going to do, oh, it's so nice taking down trees with a single swing of the axe. We're going to bring Shuffles over here. We are going to farm this stuff up. I am as close as I can get to you, Shuffles. Let me ride you. There we go. Got to jump to get on board these things. Oh, my days. Right. So let's bring Shuffles through here, and let's chow down. Oh, yes. Look at that. Look at all the wheat. Oh, fantastic. Although the amount of long grass is crazy. We are not getting any more seeds from this, so it occurs to me that to get seeds, we are going to have to keep grinding through the grass and getting all of that thatch and so forth. But sorry, Dodo, you're kind of in the way here. Yeah, you can get plenty of seeds that way, so it is really not that much for grind. And oh my days, the narcoberry crop is off the charts. Yeah, fantastic. Well, I think Shuffles is doing well, but the weight needs to be sorted out here. Let me take a quick look at what we've got in terms of stats. Yeah, we really need to pump the weight of this thing, because, I mean, it's got tons of wood in here right now, which I could probably take out and put in a chest, but if we're going to be using you as essentially a tractor, we're going to need to make sure you can carry every little bit of stuff. That is what we need right here. Now, excuse me, Pteranodon. I don't really want to attack stuff with Shuffles. I'm pretty sure trikes are pretty powerful at the same time, but yeah, I kind of want to avoid that if I possibly can. And they can't really gather a whole bunch of stuff from, like, the meat cubes. They just seem to leave alone. So they can't gather stuff from actually fighting things. But oh boy, as far as crops go, there ain't much better than this, folks. And yeah, she's a little weighed down now. Sorry about that, Shuffles. I'm going to hop off you. How about that? You've probably got a little bit more weight when I'm not on you, because I'm carrying with me a whole bunch of stuff right now, including the fur for the freaking carpets. But that ain't bad, folks. That ain't bad. We've nearly got three and a half stacks of narco berries. That's pretty good. And long grass is here. We've got a ton of stuff that we can now use. We can take some of this wheat, take it over to our campfire and our cooking pot, and we can make ourselves some bread. Oh, this is exciting. All right, well, next up in this episode, I kind of wanted to head back over to that mountain forest biome, because there are stegos there. And I really want to tame myself a stego before this episode is over, because, you know, I feel like we've been relaxing a little bit on the tames lately. We haven't gone crazy with the tames, so once I have managed to make myself some bread in here, what do I need? Oh, water bag or a canteen of water. Fair enough. Can I drop the wheat in here? I can never remember if I'm able to do this. No, I don't. It has to come out of my inventory. Okay, fair enough. Let me go fill up a water bag. I could probably make myself a copper canteen or something by now, couldn't I? Canteen. That'll be in metallurgy. No, I'm sure there was like a... Was it called a kettle? There we go. A copper kettle. That's what we need. So we need to make one of those at some point, because that's going to be a little bit less leaky than the water bag. But for now, the water bag will do. The water's only here. So let's grab some of this real fast. Always forget you have to be in deep water to fill those up. There you go. At least get your head under the surface. Nice. All right, so we've got a full bag of water. Let's make ourselves some bread. Light the fire, open the inventory. Oh, yes, and we can make bamboo shoot soup as well, which is very cool. But man, you need so much water to do this. The water bags kind of have to be on you at all times. And eat this to recover nourishment and HP. I will do that. Oh, yes, we're making bread now. Finally, we get some carbs in our diet instead of all of this steak. Oh, boy. Right, okay, I'm done talking. Over to the mountain forest biome. Let's find ourselves a stego to tame. Here we go. Probably some around here. There are probably some up in the mountains. I've even seen them spawning like halfway out of the side of a cliff. So there's a pretty wide spawning range for them here. You get raptors around here as well, so you got to watch out for those. But we should see a Stegosaurus at some point in here. There we go. What I tell you. Whenever I find a Stegosaurus in this biome, it is halfway up a mountain. Hi, friendo. Hi, you kind of stuck there? Certainly looks like you are. I am about to rescue you from this ridiculous place you found yourself in. Are you a truffle? Yeah, you're a oh, we've tamed enough animals. Uh-oh. So that means we'd better pix block some of the ones back home, I assume. Is this one automatically going to turn into a block if we tame it? Now that is a question. Because that was kind of my idea. I'd find one of these things up a mountain, tame it, bring it on back home. But yeah, definitely means we need to cut down on the amount of Theos and Pteranodons I've got roaming around the place. That seems likely to me. Okay, well, at least the taming bar is filling up, so I can hope that this one is just going to turn into a pix block we can take home with us. This is interesting. I did not know there was any kind of tame cap on single-player worlds. I can understand it on servers when people are likely to just tame a ton of dodos to troll people, but I was not expecting that on regular single-player worlds. Not to worry, though. That does make a good deal of sense, I think. This thing is making some real gross noises, but it's almost tamed. Almost time to find out whether or not this thing just gets turned into a block or what happens when we reach the tame cap. I'm excited. I'm interested to find out what's going to go on here. What kind of shenanigans are about to go down. Come on, get hungry. Get hungry so I can feed you a truffle. They all love truffles. Herbivore dinosaurs love truffles. There we go. Tamed enough animals, but that's it. That's all we're getting, folks. Okay, well, how about this? How about this? If we turn Goose here into a Pix block temporarily, if I can get up close to him. You have to be in this weird, like, very, very close range to Pix block an animal here. There we go. We'll turn you into a Pix block like so. And, of course, your inventory is going to go all over the place. And then this one goes back to saying taming. There we go. Then we get ourselves a Stego, and then we Pix block this thing, drop Goose back down. We'll call it the Stegs for now. This is the Stegs, everyone. Welcome along. Welcome to the family. And now we're cold. And now, oh gosh, jumping feels heavy. Okay, right. Let me quickly put on my winter threads real fast because the weather has taken a turn for the worse. I've got a firefly on, so I don't need to worry about my candle helmet. Where is my warm pants? There we go. Okie doke. And now we can throw Goose back down, and we can get ourselves out of here. Oh, he almost went off the cliff then. That would have been worrying. Okay. I reckon we can just grab the rest of this. Goose, old buddy, time to saddle you up and let's get out of here. Oh, yes. Mission accomplished, my friends. And oh, it's getting cold out here. Good thing I brought myself some warm threads. All right, let's skedaddle. Let's get back to the castle, and we will wrap things up over there. All right, folks, welcome back to the castle. There's a couple of guys around here that I want to turn into blocks. For example, pretty sure, yeah, this Theo does not have anything on him or her. So let's convert you into a Pix block. Shabam! There you go. Oh, did you have something on you? Oh, just the saddle. Okay, fair enough. Well, we can use the saddle on one of the others. And for now, let's bring back out our friend Stegs. Where you at, Stegs? Talk to me. There you go. Shapow! And you're a big one, aren't you? You certainly are. But right now, I don't have the the engram for the saddle, and I took a look over here. I think it's in metallurgy. Steg, level 50. So you can just roam around, I guess, for the next little while. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do. You're the level 60 herbivore tame. The sauropods are level 70. You have to get up real close to them, which is a little bit scary, but you can tame one at level 70. So I feel like that is endgame herbivore right there. But you know what? Stegosaurus, I'm happy with that. That's a good tame. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do. In the meantime, that's going to be it for this episode of PixARK, folks. Sorry about the flashback format today, but I hope you guys enjoyed looking around and seeing what I've been up to. Leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.